Hello, welcome to this video where we will speak about the new monitoring manager solution that Cisco has brought into the market. What is this all about? Well, if you think about how traffic is analyzed today in most data centers, this is based on a very simple design based on aggregation and access switches where you connect a couple of analysis appliances to your aggregation switches. These analysis appliances can be either services modules for Catalyst 6500 or for Nexus 7000 or appliance form factors where you analyze traffic. This approach has a couple of drawbacks. For example, it's very difficult load balancing across different appliances, or what happens if you want to install more than one of these analysis appliances for different purposes, for example, IDS or application-specific analysis. For this reason, some people out there have been deploying what they call monitor networks. What is this? The principle is very simple. Instead of attaching those appliances directly to your aggregation switches, you build a separate offline network where you will be attaching your appliances, your analysis tools, or your ad hoc troubleshooting devices like laptops with Wireshark installed. Of course, you have to send production traffic to this monitoring network somehow. For that reason, then you can configure span sessions, that is, mirror your traffic from your production switches directly to that monitoring network, or through the usage of tap devices, you can mirror traffic as well. So this way you are not touching your production network every second day when you have to attach an additional analysis appliances or an additional troubleshooting device. So, what's the limitation here? Well, the limitation is that the life of these span aggregator switches can be quite complex. If you think about it, these span aggregator switches do not forwarding traffic based on traditional Ethernet forwarding rules. They forward traffic based on predefined rules that looks like something like forward all traffic to the NAM appliance, forward port 80 and 443 to my web analysis appliance, or forward this application with which I am having currently a problem to my Wireshark laptop. Doing this with traditional VLAN configuration or VACL configuration can be quite challenging, and the configuration can become quite complex very quickly. In order to overcome this, Openflow might be a technology offering an alternative, because with Openflow you can override the traditional forwarding behavior of Ethernet switches. And this is what we are doing with the Monitor Manager application. This application is sitting on top of the eXtensible network controller, and on this Monitor Manager application you define the forwarding rules that you want your monitoring network to forward traffic upon. The eXtensible network controller would then push these rules onto the monitoring devices without affecting your production network. So let's see what it looks like. Here we have the output of NAM in a production network. This is a lab example. Here you can see we have a different mix of traffic with web, with email applications, and some ICMP. You can see as well in the top end hosts on the top right, there are mainly two hosts speaking to each other. These are my two main traffic generators sending traffic to each other. So this is the Monitoring Manager application. This is the monitoring network and the appliances. As you can see, we have 4 analysis appliances here, 1 NAM, 2 CentOS machines, and a Windows machine. There are a number of panels in the Monitor Manager applications describing which ports are connected to which devices, on which ports of the monitoring switches, these two Nexus 3000, you have appliances, on which ports you have incoming span sessions, on which ports are used to interconnect both to each other. On the bottom right part of the tool, then you can configure these forwarding rules that we were speaking about before. Here you can configure filters, defining which kinds of traffic you want to look at, and here you configure where to send traffic matching those filters. In this case, all IPv4 traffic is being sent to my NAM appliance. This is how we were seeing the traffic before. Let's have a look at one of those monitoring appliances, in this case to one of the CentOS machines. I will SSH to it, and our analysis tool is not more than a TCP dump application running on top of this Linux. So I have a couple of interfaces, one interface where I connected to via SSH, and the second one, ETH1, where I can sniff packets. So I will start TCP dump on ETH1 and see what we are getting. As you can see, we are not getting too much. There are a couple of CDP packets being sent by the switch, but that's it. I'm not getting any traffic from the production network. Now, let's go to the Monitor Manager application and define a couple of forwarding rules. For example, let's define a filter matching web traffic, matching port 80, and let's send it to the appliance, to the CentOS machine. So let's call this filter something like TCP port 80 and define a couple of attributes. As you can see, there are multiple parameters that can be defined, like which protocol, source, destination MAC addresses, source destination IP addresses. We are mostly interested in the destination TCP port that we will define as port 80 HTTP. After creating the filter, we will go and apply that filter to an existing appliance. As you can see, the filter is in the list. We will go to apply filters and we will create a new application rule. These application rules are very easy. They just match a filter with an existing appliance. We will call it something like CentOS 03 HTTP because we will send HTTP traffic to CentOS 03. We'll select the filter we just created, port 80, and we'll select the appliance that we want to send traffic to. You can do some filtering depending on which source nodes are being looked at, but we will not do that. If we look at our TCP dump session, now you can see that we are getting tons of packets, which are basically HTTP packets, as you can see as well from the output. So now our analysis appliance is able to extract whatever information we need out of the HTTP traffic in the network. You can find more information about the Cisco eXtensible network controller and about the Monitor Manager application in cisco.com. That's all for today, and have a great day. Thank you very much for watching.